The pitch alignment palette allows you to choose how notes are vertically aligned. With the default mode, you can access any chromatic degree. With the diatonic mode, on the other hand, you only write notes without accidentals. The other alignment modes are less common, but also more creative. You can align notes to any scale in the collection using this context menu. You can align notes to a spectrum constructed from the current key. If you are working with microtonality, you can also replace the default chromatic scale with a quarter tone or sixth tone scale. With the constraints palette, you can force movements to be purely horizontal or vertical. Here I first move this curve section without constraint. Then with the horizontal constraint and vertical constraint. As you can see, it's pretty obvious. The following button allows you to manage the magnetism of the grids. With its menu, you can precisely select the elements that should be snapped to the grids. The grids themselves are mainly managed by this other menu. You can show or hide different grids, mainly the time signature grid, black and blue lines, and the rhythmic grid, gray lines. The rhythmic grid is fully customizable. The step you select in this submenu is inserted at the cursor position and remains active until it is interrupted by another one. With the loop segment, you can limit the region in which the step is applied. Or you can split the selected segment using a simple shortcut. For example, here I split a quarter note by pressing 3, then 5, then 7, and finally 3 again. All the notes you write afterwards are aligned to this grid, so here, 2 triplets surrounding a quintuplet and a septuplet. In some cases, it may also be necessary to align existing notes to the grid. Here is an example with this whole tone scale in 16th notes that I am moving to the segment I just customized. There are 2 main ways to achieve this, both using a processor from the plugins menu. The most common is to align the notes using the grid magnetizer. As you can see, in this case, a few chords have been merged. On the other hand, the grid follower reorganizes all selected chords from the insertion cursor, proceeding step by step so that chords are never merged. The last button activates a scale magnetism, very close to the third pitch alignment mode we saw earlier. However, this one applies only to the current track and, unlike pitch alignment, snaps every note to the scale, whether or not it results from an interactive action. This feature is often used in conjunction with unpitched instruments. For example, here I'm loading a drum preset from the instrument editor. You can see that the magnetism is activated. The scale used for this purpose is actually rather a set of static notes, just triggering the favorite drum sounds. Let's write a short rhythmic pattern for this instrument to show how magnetism and other constraints can simplify writing. There we are. We've seen how constraints and magnetism can improve our workflow in different ways. In the last part of this tutorial, we will look at the main audio features we need to manage sound rendering and achieve high-quality results. Thanks for watching and stay tuned!